Welcome to Lost at 3 a.m. Put your phone down, close your eyes, and let this be the last video you hear tonight. Relax, breathe, and let's begin. Tonight, we're exploring the world of Harry Potter, focusing on one of its most beloved characters, Ron Weasley. Known for his humor, loyalty, and occasional moments of self-doubt, Ron is more than just the best friend of the famous Harry Potter. He's a character filled with depth, growth, and heartfelt moments that have made him a fan favorite for generations. As we journey through Ron's story, his friendships, and even a few behind-the-scenes facts, let your mind drift to the magical halls of Hogwarts. Imagine the crackling fireplace of the Gryffindor common room, the sound of rain softly hitting the castle windows, and the comforting feeling of being surrounded by friends. Let's begin. Ron Weasley was born into one of the most beloved wizarding families in the Harry Potter series, the Weasley family. Known for their warmth, humor, and strong bonds, Ron was the sixth of 7 children, growing up in the cozy, yet slightly chaotic Burrow, a magical home filled with charm, mismatched furniture, and a sense of constant activity. His parents, Molly and Arthur Weasley, raised their children with love, despite financial struggles. Arthur's fascination with Muggle inventions and Molly's caring but strict nature shaped the close-knit dynamic of the household. Ron grew up alongside his older brothers, Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, and George, and his younger sister, Ginny. Being the youngest boy often left him feeling overshadowed by his siblings' accomplishments. From Bill's success at Gringotts to Charlie's dragon-taming adventures and Percy's academic achievements, Fred and George, the mischievous twins, were particularly influential in Ron's life. Though they often teased him, their playful antics also taught Ron the importance of humor and family loyalty. Ginny, the youngest, shared a special bond with Ron, especially as they both attended Hogwarts together and often looked out for one another. Ron's family background shaped his personality in many ways. Growing up in a modest household made him humble and grounded, but also left him self-conscious about his hand-me-down robes, worn-out school supplies, and his desire to prove himself. Despite his insecurities, the love and support of his family gave him a deep sense of loyalty and courage. The Weasleys' strong moral values and their kindness, even to outsiders like Harry, helped define Ron's character. When Harry first visited the Burrow, he experienced true family warmth for the first time, showing how much the Weasleys valued kindness and friendship over wealth. Ron's upbringing wasn't defined by privilege or perfection, but by the values of love, humor, and loyalty, traits that would shape him into the courageous friend and hero he would become throughout his years at Hogwarts. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the cozy, cluttered kitchen of the Burrow, the scent of Molly's homemade treacle tart filling the air, and the soft hum of a clock that tracks each family member, reminding you of the comfort of home. Ron Weasley's journey at Hogwarts begins in his very first year when he boards the Hogwarts Express and meets Harry Potter for the first time. What starts as a simple conversation over shared sweets quickly blossoms into one of the most iconic friendships in the wizarding world. From the very beginning, Ron's warmth, humor, and kindness made him a loyal companion for Harry, even when their adventures became dangerous. Arriving at Hogwarts, Ron was sorted into Gryffindor House, known for its bravery and courage. Though he came from a long line of Gryffindors, Ron often struggled with self-doubt, feeling overshadowed by his older siblings' achievements. His first year, however, revealed his bravery early on. Ron's defining moment came during the life-sized wizard's chess game in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, where he sacrificed himself on the chessboard to help Harry and Hermione reach the Philosopher's Stone, showcasing his courage and strategic mind. Throughout his school years, Ron's friendship with Harry and Hermione only grew stronger, though he occasionally clashed with Hermione's perfectionism and struggled with feelings of being overlooked next to Harry's fame. Ron was a steady, dependable presence in their trio. His humor often lightened difficult situations, but his loyalty was his strongest trait. Even when facing life-threatening challenges, like battling giant spiders in Chamber of Secrets or defending Buckbeak the Hippogriff. Ron wasn't just a sidekick, he was a hero in his own right. His involvement in critical moments like destroying Slytherin's Locket Horcrux in Deathly Hallows showed his emotional depth and personal growth. The Locket preyed on his deepest fears, being unworthy, overlooked, and second best. But overcoming it proved his strength was more than physical bravery, it was emotional resilience. His time at Hogwarts wasn't only about danger and dark magic. Ron loved Quidditch, joining the Gryffindor team as keeper and overcoming his nerves to help lead his house to victory. His journey was marked by triumphs and personal challenges, from his struggles with self-confidence to moments of emotional growth alongside his friends. Ron's years at Hogwarts transformed him from an unsure young boy into a courageous, compassionate wizard who stood side by side with the greatest heroes of his time. His journey reminds us that bravery isn't about being fearless, it's about standing strong even when you're scared. As you drift off, imagine the warm, flickering glow of Gryffindor's common room fireplace, the quiet turning of pages, and the soft chatter of students unwinding after a long day of magic and friendship. Ron Weasley's friendship with Harry Potter and Hermione Granger is one of the most iconic bonds in the Harry Potter series. Together, they form a trio that represents loyalty, wisdom, and courage. Three qualities that define their success in facing countless dangers during their time at Hogwarts and beyond. Ron's friendship with Harry began the moment they met on the Hogwarts Express. Though Harry was famous as the boy who lived, Ron never treated him as anything other than a regular person. Their friendship was built on shared experiences, both coming from humble backgrounds in different ways. Ron grew up feeling overlooked among his many siblings, while Harry experienced neglect in the Dursley household. Their bond grew stronger through shared challenges. From sneaking out at night under the invisibility cloak to standing side by side in dangerous battles. Ron also played a key role in grounding Harry emotionally. While Harry often faced overwhelming pressure and fame, Ron reminded him what it meant to be a regular kid, sharing laughs, playing wizard chess, and complaining about homework. However, their friendship wasn't without challenges. Moments of jealousy surfaced, like when Ron felt overshadowed by Harry's fame during the Triwizard Tournament. But these conflicts only made their friendship stronger as they overcame them. Ron's relationship with Hermione was equally complex, but just as important. Initially, the two clashed often. Ron found Hermione's intelligence overwhelming, while she was frustrated by his laid-back attitude. But over time, Ron grew to deeply respect Hermione's brilliance, and she learned to appreciate his humor and loyalty. Their bickering often masked deeper feelings. As their friendship gradually developed into something more meaningful, Hermione and Ron balanced each other perfectly. She provided logic and planning, while Ron brought emotional support and humor to ease tension during difficult moments. When Ron left during their search for Horcruxes in Deathly Hallows, it wasn't out of a lack of loyalty, but the ring's corruptive influence preying on his insecurities. His heartfelt return, an apology to both Harry and Hermione, showed emotional growth and reinforced his bond with both. The strength of their trio wasn't just about shared danger, it was about balance. Ron's humor softened Hermione's seriousness. Harry's courage inspired Ron to overcome his self-doubt. Hermione's wisdom guided them when plans seemed impossible. Together, they were stronger than any individual could have been alone. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the trio sitting quietly in the Gryffindor common room, the fire crackling softly, Harry polishing his broomstick, Hermione reading, and Ron cracking a quiet joke, their friendship stronger than ever in the warm glow of candlelight. Ron Weasley's personality is a blend of courage, humor, and emotional depth, making him one of the most relatable characters in the Harry Potter series. While he's often remembered for his witty remarks and occasional insecurities, Ron's strengths run much deeper, showing bravery, loyalty, and heart when it matters most. At his core, Ron is fiercely loyal. His unwavering support for Harry, even when facing life-threatening challenges, defines much of his character. Whether it's standing by Harry in the face of rumours in Chamber of Secrets, or defending him against doubters during the Triwizard Tournament, Ron consistently proves his dedication to his friends, even when the odds seem impossible. Ron's humour is another defining trait. His light-hearted nature often provides comic relief during intense moments, reminding the group to stay grounded even in the darkest situations. His sarcastic remarks and playful teasing, especially with Hermione and his siblings, show how humour is his way of coping with stress and fear. However, Ron's bravery often goes overlooked, hidden beneath his self-doubt. He doesn't always see himself as a hero, feeling overshadowed by his famous best friend and his accomplished older brothers. Despite these insecurities, Ron's courage reveals itself time and time again. From sacrificing himself in the life-size chess game during the Philosopher's Stone to facing the Horcrux locket's dark influence in Deathly Hallows, Ron shows that true bravery is standing strong despite fear. Ron's emotional depth is also seen in his moments of vulnerability, his jealousy, and moments of self-doubt, such as when he feels excluded during the Triwizard Tournament, or when he temporarily leaves Harry and Hermione during their quest for Horcruxes, make him a complex and realistic character. Yet, his ability to acknowledge mistakes and seek forgiveness shows significant growth throughout the series. Beyond his friendships, Ron values family deeply. His protective nature toward Ginny, his bond with his brothers, and his eventual romantic relationship with Hermione all emphasize how important emotional connections are to him. Ron teaches us that courage isn't about being fearless, it's about standing up for what matters, even when you feel small. His journey reminds us that being a hero isn't about perfection, but about heart, loyalty, and the willingness to try. As you drift off tonight, imagine the warmth of the Burrow's cozy kitchen, the scent of homemade pumpkin pasties, and the sound of laughter echoing through the house, where love and friendship make even the simplest moments magical. Ron Weasley's journey throughout the Harry Potter series is filled with unforgettable moments that define his courage, loyalty, and personal growth. While he often saw himself as the sidekick next to Harry's fame, Ron's actions repeatedly proved he was a hero in his own right. One of Ron's most iconic moments came during his first year at Hogwarts, when he sacrificed himself during the life-sized wizard's chess match in the Philosopher's Stone. Understanding the stakes, Ron bravely took his place as a knight, knowing it would mean getting knocked unconscious so Harry could continue the quest to stop Voldemort. It was the first time his bravery truly shone through, setting the tone for his future growth. In his second year, Ron faced his intense fear of spiders to help rescue Hermione and uncover the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets. His loyalty to Harry was evident as he ventured into the Forbidden Forest. Despite his lifelong arachnophobia, his broken wand and accidental slug-vomiting charm earlier that year also added humour, while showcasing his resilience despite constant challenges. By third year, Ron's emotional depth surfaced when he defended Hermione's pet Crookshanks, showing how his protective nature extended to his friends even during light-hearted conflicts. His reaction when Sirius Black broke into the Gryffindor dormitory, standing protectively in front of Harry, highlighted his instinct to protect his friends, even when afraid. Ron's fourth year saw a turning point in his friendship with Harry during the Triwizard Tournament. Feeling overshadowed and jealous of Harry's fame, Ron temporarily distanced himself. Yet, when the truth was revealed, he returned as a loyal friend, showing that even the strongest friendships face challenges but can heal with understanding. Perhaps one of Ron's most emotional moments came in the Deathly Hallows, when he destroyed Slytherin's locket, a Horcrux that preyed on his deepest fears. The locket amplified his self-doubt, showing visions of being second best and overlooked. Yet, Ron overcame these fears, shattering the Horcrux and proving that his strength wasn't just physical, but emotional as well. Ron's role in the Battle of Hogwarts further solidified his heroism, from helping defend the castle to staying by Harry's side as they searched for the final Horcruxes. Ron's growth was undeniable. His courage was never about seeking recognition, but standing strong for those he loved, even in the face of danger. These moments remind us that Ron was never just a sidekick. He was a hero who faced his fears, supported his friends, and grew into a powerful wizard in his own right. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the sound of spells echoing through the Great Hall, the golden glow of Hogwarts at sunset, and the feeling of quiet bravery that lingers in the heart of every true Gryffindor. Ron Weasley's relationships, especially his romance with Hermione Granger, added emotional depth to his character throughout the Harry Potter series. What started as playful teasing and mutual frustration gradually grew into a heartfelt and genuine connection built on years of friendship and shared experiences. Ron and Hermione's relationship had a slow, natural development, rooted in their contrasting personalities. Ron, with his laid-back attitude and humour, often clashed with Hermione's rule-following nature and academic perfectionism. Yet beneath the bickering, a strong emotional connection was quietly forming. Hermione saw Ron's kindness and loyalty, while Ron admired Hermione's intelligence and bravery, even if he had trouble expressing it. Their romantic tension became more apparent in Goblet of Fire when Hermione attended the Yule Ball with Victor Krum, sparking jealousy in Ron that he struggled to admit. His reaction, grumpy and awkward, was a clear sign that his feelings for her were deepening, even if he didn't yet understand them. By Half-Blood Prince, Ron's emotions grew more complicated. His brief relationship with Lavender Brown seemed fueled more by a desire to make Hermione jealous than genuine affection, leading to tension between them. This phase, though uncomfortable, highlighted Ron's emotional immaturity at the time and his struggle with vulnerability, something he would eventually overcome. Their relationship truly deepened in Deathly Hallows when Ron returned after temporarily leaving Harry and Hermione during the Horcrux hunt. Overcome by the corrupting influence of the Locket Horcrux and his own self-doubt, Ron left, but soon realized his mistake. His heartfelt apology, especially to Hermione, showed his emotional growth and deep care for her. It wasn't just about their quest anymore. It was about the bond they shared. Hermione's faith in Ron, despite his flaws, proved how strong their connection had become. Her trust in his ability to return, even after his departure, reflected the emotional foundation they had built over the years. Ron's romantic growth was a reflection of his overall character arc, moving from insecurity and jealousy to emotional honesty and self-acceptance. His relationship with Hermione became a symbol of how love can grow through patience, understanding, and shared struggles. As you close your eyes tonight, picture Ron and Hermione sitting by the Gryffindor common room fire, laughter echoing softly, the tension of past years replaced with quiet comfort, the kind that only true love and friendship can bring. Behind the scenes, Ron Weasley was brought to life with humour, warmth, and a touch of awkward charm by actor Rupert Grint. His portrayal felt so natural because Rupert didn't just play Ron, he was Ron in many ways, both on and off screen. His journey with the character began with one of the most creative auditions in the entire cast. Rupert, a fan of the books even before the films, sent in a homemade video where he dressed up as a teacher and performed a rap about why he was perfect for the role. That playful, laid-back energy captured Ron's spirit perfectly and won him the part almost instantly. But there was more to Ron than just humour. Take his famous fear of spiders. That wasn't just acting. Rupert himself admitted to having a genuine fear of spiders, which made his reactions in Chamber of Secrets, especially the Aragog scene, feel even more real. Imagine facing a giant animatronic spider when you're already terrified of the real thing. Rupert also had a talent for improvisation. Many of Ron's funniest moments, like his disgusted reaction to puking pastels or his hilariously awkward dancing at the Yule Ball in Goblet of Fire, were completely unscripted. Those iconic facial expressions, the way he scrunched his face or widened his eyes, those were all him, making Ron feel even more authentic and relatable. Of course, filming such a long-running series wasn't without its funny mishaps. During Deathly Hallows, Rupert accidentally hit Daniel Radcliffe in the face during a wand choreography scene, They both burst out laughing, and the blooper ended up in some of the behind-the-scenes footage, a perfect reflection of how much fun they had making the films together. What's even more surprising is that Ron's story almost had a much darker ending. J.K. Rowling once admitted she considered killing off Ron in the final book, but in the end, she couldn't do it. His emotional depth, his loyalty, and his connection to both Harry and Hermione were too important to the heart of the story, and perhaps the most Ron-like thing Rupert did after the films ended. He bought an ice cream truck. Yes, really. For a while, he would drive around, handing out free ice cream just for fun. Something about that feels so perfectly fitting for the guy who brought Ron to life. Rupert's portrayal made Ron more than just the funny best friend. He was vulnerable, brave, and deeply relatable. He reminded us that even the most ordinary of friends could be heroes in their own way. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the quiet hum of a movie set, the warm glow of Hogwarts' Great Hall behind the cameras, and the sound of laughter between takes, a reminder that sometimes magic exists both on screen and behind it. Ron Weasley's character arc in Harry Potter is one of remarkable growth, both emotionally and personally. His journey starts with self-doubt, insecurity, and feelings of being overshadowed, but over time, he transforms into a brave, confident, and emotionally mature hero. At the beginning of the series, Ron often felt like he was living in the shadows. The sixth of 7 siblings, he grew up surrounded by older brothers who had already made their mark. Bill, the dragon-taming adventurer, Percy, the academic overachiever, and Fred and George, the mischievous pranksters who stole the spotlight with their jokes and inventions. Even Ginny, his younger sister, would later become a skilled witch in her own right. Being surrounded by such accomplished siblings left Ron struggling with feelings of being ordinary and invisible. This sense of being overlooked carried into his friendship with Harry. Standing next to the boy who lived, Ron often questioned his own importance, even though he was an essential part of their friendship. Moments like his jealousy during the Triwizard Tournament showed this vulnerability. He wasn't envious of Harry's fame, but instead afraid of being seen as second best. But as the series progressed, Ron's strength began to reveal itself, not in flashy ways, but through quiet moments of courage and loyalty. His willingness to sacrifice himself in the Wizards' chess game during their first year, his decision to face his fear of spiders in Chamber of Secrets, and his determination to stay by Harry's side through countless battles, showed a hero who didn't need recognition to prove his worth. Ron's personal growth was perhaps most visible in Deathly Hallows. When he left Harry and Hermione during their Horcrux quest, it wasn't out of weakness, it was the Horcrux preying on his deepest insecurities, whispering the fears he had always carried. Yet, when he returned, he did so stronger, acknowledging his mistakes, apologizing, and proving that growth often comes from moments of vulnerability. Ron also grew emotionally in his relationships. His bond with Hermione deepened from playful teasing into genuine love, while his loyalty to Harry became unshakable, even when faced with the darkest challenges. By the end of the series, Ron was no longer just the best friend. He was a hero in his own right, one who had faced his fears, embraced his strengths, and shown that true courage doesn't mean being fearless, but standing strong despite your doubts. As you drift off, picture Ron standing proudly in the Gryffindor common room, his wand in hand, no longer in anyone's shadow, but shining as the hero he had always been. Brave, loyal, and unbreakable. Ron Weasley's journey in Harry Potter reminds us that being a hero isn't about fame, perfection, or being the strongest. It's about heart, loyalty, and standing by the people you love, even when things feel overwhelming. Ron didn't grow up as the chosen one. He wasn't born into wealth or power. He was just a regular kid with big insecurities, constantly feeling overshadowed by his brothers and his famous best friend. But despite all that, he proved time and time again that courage doesn't come from being fearless. It comes from standing up when it matters most, from sacrificing himself in Wizard's chess, to overcoming his darkest fears while destroying the Locket Horcrux. Ron showed that true strength comes from facing your doubts, not being defined by them. His emotional growth, from the funny, awkward boy on the Hogwarts Express to the brave, compassionate man who helped save the wizarding world, makes his story so powerful. He taught us that heroes can be flawed, they can be scared, they can stumble, but what defines them is their ability to rise again. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let Ron's story remind you that it's okay to feel unsure sometimes. It's okay to doubt yourself, because even in those moments, you're stronger than you think. Thank you for spending your evening with Lost at 3 a.m. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with the warmth of the Burrow, the comfort of friendship, and the quiet strength of knowing you're capable of far more than you realize.